Welcome to a man's machinations. This time we're not going over a stock weapon. This time we're going over the Degreaser. So, real quick, let's go over the item card, and then I'll start spouting random BS while there is gameplay showing. With that being said, the Degreaser is a weapon that holsters and deploys quicker. Holsters 30% quicker, deploys 30% or 60% quicker, extinguishing teammates like every other flamethrower that can extinguish teammates, restores 20 health. Air Blast is 25% more expensive, and Afterburn damage penalty is 66% less, which is why I have a flare gun with me. Because if there's one thing I like doing, it's hitting them with the Degreaser and swapping to the flare gun. But with that being said, let's actually talk about what makes this thing unique. This is a very basic guide because, frankly, the Degreaser is pretty basic. Hate to say it. Still a very basic flamethrower, but I was able to actually, get 10 minutes out of it. So, yeah, I think we're actually above 10 minutes. But yes, the Degreaser, we'll be going over what makes it tick, what makes it different with some gameplay. So, stay tuned, as you will get to see me progressively go from absolute dog ass at the game. I hit some decent clips, man. I do hit some decent clips, I'm not gonna lie. Like and subscribe. Hype the video. That's a new system, by the way. Hype the video if you're seeing this. I want to see if I can, get this video hyped well enough to where it gets pushed in the algorithm, and then there's just my dumbass. Hope you all enjoyed. Welcome to the channel. So, as of right now, I would say that Degreaser is probably, it's my favorite flamethrower. Why? That's a great question. That's kind of what we're going to get into. While you can see how I use the Degreaser as a swapping weapon. That is what makes it powerful, is the fact that you aren't just locked to, say, your flamethrower, which I know all flamethrowers have swappings, but the speed at which the Degreaser swaps lets you do very fun things, and that's what makes it fun. The flare gun, which, as you see through this gameplay, I will slowly get better with, has 100% crit chance against flaming targets, letting you swap back and forth between the Degreaser and the flare gun very rapidly, and rapidly enough to where you will consistently, if you have somewhat decent aim, which I don't, not right now at least, become a menace to society. Because that crit damage is going to hurt, because it's 100% crit chance. Now, you could also do this with the extinguisher, depending on if you're close enough. Hit them with the extinguisher, extinguish the flame, get that free crit. That's not bad either. I wouldn't personally do it. I don't like the extinguisher personally. I use them all in case an engineer needs me. The Degreaser, however, with its fast and very rapid deploy speed, makes it kind of a menace, especially with specific combos. The combo that I show in this video is, of course, the flare gun. Another combo there is the panic attack, which also has a deploy and holster speed bonus. So it, of course, boosts based off of that, because you have two weapons that are buffed by, or two weapons that are buffing your holster and deploy speed. So it gets to a ridiculous degree very rapidly. So there is that. Other than that, the Degreaser also requires some better aim. Instead of 3 damage per tick of afterburn, you're looking at a hardy, extreme 1 damage. Yeah, if you're gonna use the Degreaser, you're gonna have to you're going to have to get a little creative. You're going to have to aim properly. You're not just going to be able to rely on the afterburn to kill, because that's just not how it's going to work. The afterburn doesn't deal enough damage to consistently finish off enemies. Hate to say it, that's just how it is. You know, that's, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not going to do anything. Don't rely on the afterburn. Just aim better, which I need to do myself, but we're going to ignore that. Always keep in mind, your pyro, you get too close, you're going to get fucking killed, alright? Like, seriously. Or if you're too far away, you're going to get fucking killed. Because you don't have infinite range. You don't use bullets. Because you're using a goddamn flare gun and a flamethrower. Because you're a goddamn stud. Alright. You're using the age-old Degreaser flare gun combo. So yeah. That's where it's fun. You have fun with the guns. Have fun with the game. Don't take it too seriously, please. It's not a good idea. Don't take games too seriously. They're fucking video games. Don't take this video too seriously. It's a fucking stupid ass video talking about a video game weapon. Come on now. It is literally just a video game weapon. I'm not gonna, you know, serenade your ears with, you need to take it seriously. Because that's stupid. When you play Pyro with Degreaser, you're gonna have a lot of swapping. You can swap in different ways. I personally use my scroll wheel. You could use 2 as well. You could hit 1 and 2 and swap that way. That works too. You decide how you want to play. I'm not your dad. I'm gonna be real with you. Is what it is. And when you use the Degreaser, you're gonna realize that it's different enough from the flamethrower to be enjoyable, but it's same enough to where you can just pick it up and use it. Of course, every flamethrower is a flamethrower at the end of the day, unless we're talking about the Dragon's Fury, which we're not. But even still, I consider the Phlogistinator, the Flog, vastly different compared to, say, the Flamethrower. Same thing with the Backburner. While it's a lot like the Flamethrower, the way you use it is completely different. The Degreaser is probably one of the only flamethrowers that you can just essentially use exactly like the normal flamethrower. You can still WM1, you can still do all that jazz, but it's not gonna be the same. You're gonna have slightly different afterburns, you're gonna be slightly using more air bursts. That's the only difference. The Flog doesn't have air burst, the Backburn uses 50 ammo per air burst or air blast, so you can't even, don't even. Doesn't get random crits. While the Degreaser essentially just has slightly less afterburn, slightly more air blast cost, and deploys and holsters quicker. It is, for when you want to start using weapons that are a little different, such as, or use weapons in a different way. Sorry, let me get my words straight. Start using weapons in a different way. You don't want to just use the flamethrower, right? You don't want to be a one-trick pony. That's no fun. You don't want to just use a shotgun. You want a little more nuance into your flamethrower game, which is pretty valid, I'm not gonna lie. So you pick up the Degreaser. It's gonna be one of the first flamethrowers that you get, probably. Depends. I think the Backburner is actually the first flamethrower you get, but the Backburner does its job, and it does it well. you use the Degreaser, it does its job, and it does it well. I don't know how many of these flamethrowers I'm actually going to make a guide on, because realistically, I'm not going to make one on the back burner unless I hit some wild clips with the back burner, because that's what everybody's here for. We're for, it's Clip City, it's Clip City. I'm terrible at this game, though, and by the time I'm done with these guides, or the Mann's Machinations series, I'm hoping that I'm actually decent at TF2 again. Because I used to be pretty fucking good at the game. And then I kind of became ass because I hadn't played it for years, because there was a thing called a bot crisis. After Jungle Inferno, I kind of just stopped playing. Because it's the bot crisis, and Jungle Inferno was the last big update. Which I know, like, I shouldn't. I should probably still play the game, but should have probably still played the game, and I'd still be good at the game. But no, I'm rusty as shit. And so here I am making guides to try and increase my skill level as an excuse. And make YouTube videos because I enjoy Team Fortress 2. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. Because Team Fortress 2, for some reason, consistently does well. So, with that in mind, I'm hoping this will do well as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that jazz, because that's always cool. I'll be reminding you at the beginning of the video, because I forgot to record that part. So I'm gonna, you know, end this and then, you know, do that jazz. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. This is like midnight recording, by the way. Hopefully if I get into night shift, because I may be working a night shift job, it'll go well. And I'll be uploading better because I'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, which would be cool. But, you know, I also just got out of the hospital, so I'm not, you know, the most energetic. But with that being said, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope you all enjoyed this very simple guide for the Degreaser. As I play characters who I don't understand, or classes I don't understand as well, I will go on about different ways of doing these guides. Like Scout, I don't understand very well. I don't understand Medic very well. So with those characters, I will hopefully learn something new while I make the video as well. See you in the next one. Deuces. Have a good one.